Hi, and thanks for checking out BetterMotion. Today I'm going to give you a little demonstration on getting started with BetterMotion, and you're going to see how to create animations for your sources in Streamlabs OBS. Getting started is very simple. Obviously, you need to have the app installed. Once that is complete, it should appear on your side, just here with the icon of the app. Once you've completed the installation, go ahead and open up BetterMotion and familiarize yourself with its interface. You'll see it's fairly simple and there are not many options available to begin with. I suggest running the app in a pop-out window, which is done simply by dragging the app's icon off the side menu, just like this. Next, we're going to decide what source we'd like to animate. So to do that, we just need to determine what scene the source will appear in, and then which source exactly we'd like to change. To begin with, we're going to work on a Be Right Back screen. And so we want to move our webcam and the main game capture source off the screen, leaving our BRB video running in the background. So first of all, head back to BetterMotion, and we want to select our BRB scene. Now this will give us a list of the available sources in our scene. And so we want to select game capture, and we want to change its position. And then click create. We've now created our first motion, which is what we call animation sets in BetterMotion. The first thing you'll notice is we have a choice of animating position or scale. We're going to leave that on position for now. Next, you'll notice the start value. This is where our animation begins. It's currently set to X and Y of 0, which means that the source is sitting in the top left corner of our screen. The next setting is end value. This is where we want the source to be when the animation is completed. Next we have our easing curve, which is what controls the curve on the change of position. We'll get more into that later. And then finally, duration and delay. We're going to leave all of this on the default settings for now, and we're just going to change the X position of our source over 1000 milliseconds, which is just 1 second. Now we want our source to end up completely off screen. We know that our current resolution is 720 pixels by 1280. So we can simply set the X value to 720. Or even simpler yet, we can just grab our source and move it to where we want it to end up. Streamlabs is going to make it snap to the edge of our viewport, and we can just say use current value. We'll see that it's set the X position to 1280. Now if we test this animation, we can see that it's moving that source completely off screen for us. So we're going to save that there, and we're going to have a look at what that looks like when we change to our BRB scene. So you can see here that we're on our gameplay scene. We have our full screen game running in the background and our little mochi webcam. And if we change scenes over to BRB, it's going to play that animation for us and move our source off screen. And we can now see our BRB video playing full screen. But you will have noticed that the webcam simply disappears. With this new tool set at our fingertips, we don't need to settle for hard cuts like this. So what we're going to do is take a copy of this webcam, and we're going to place it in our BRB scene. We're going to come back into BetterMotion, make sure we've selected our BRB scene, find our new webcam source in the source list. We want to create a position change. And again, like we did for the game capture source, we're going to come across back to Streamlabs and simply select our webcam source and drag it off screen. Streamlabs is going to allow us to simply snap it to the outer edge of the viewport. We can come back into BetterMotion, and for our end value, select Use Current Value. You can see that the X position is now going to change from 0 to -284. Let's test that animation. Fantastic. So now, when we transition from gameplay to our BRB scene, both the webcam and the game capture slide off screen. This looks great. The only problem now is when we come back to gameplay, things don't reappear on screen. So we're going to need to create a couple of more motions. First of all, we need to set our gameplay scene up to appear like it does on the BRB scene. So we want to snap our webcam to the outer edge, and we want to snap our gameplay to the outer edge. Then we head back into Better Motion. We select the gameplay scene, the webcam source, create a position motion, and we'll quickly do the same thing for our game capture motion. Now we can come down to webcam. We can simply move it back to where we normally have it and set that as our end value for the animation. Again, we'll quickly test that and we can see it working. We'll do the same thing for game capture. Slide it back onto screen. Set the new end value and give it a quick test. After saving both of those, now when we transition from gameplay to BRB, they slide off screen, and now when we change from BRB back to gameplay, they slide back. This is looking fantastic, but I think we can spice it up a little. Remember those easing functions that we were talking about earlier? They allow the movements to feel a little more organic, instead of robotic and forced. I personally like to use back in out. You'll see why in a moment. Let's test this out now. You can see that it sort of kicks off to the left side a little bit before triggering the animation. It gives it a little character and really brings those movements to life. We're going to set that for both the webcam and the game source, and we're going to apply it to all of our transitions. Just like that. Now when we play our animations, our sources slide in and come to a halt a little more organically. Things feel a little more alive and natural. As you can see, Better Motion is very simple to use. It's very quick to set up, but it's still very powerful. It allows you to rapidly create very professional looking animations in your scenes. It's going to bring your transitions to life and help you elevate your stream to the next level. We can't wait to see the kind of transitions that you're able to create. We feel that your imagination is really the only limiting factor with Better Motion. Thanks again for checking out our new Streamlabs application. We hope you enjoy it.